Hi and welcome to Mike's Corner. It's that time again. It's the 2025 edition of the AliExpress Streaming Challenge. Now, in this kind of series of videos, we grabbed some stuff from AliExpress like mice, keyboards, webcams, mics, and we put them through their paces to see what they'd be like on a streaming setup on the cheap. Now, let's get started on this season of the AliExpress Streaming Challenge with the 7-button gaming mouse. Let's get unboxing.
Let's get right onto this. Will it be a win or be a miss? It's the AliExpress Streaming Challenge. What items will we unbox today? It's the AliExpress Streaming Challenge. Wonderful things might be coming your way. Let's get right onto this. Will it be a win or be a miss? It's the AliExpress Streaming Challenge. What items will we unbox today? It's the AliExpress Streaming Challenge. The boxes will be crushed, but wonderful things may be coming your way.
Here we go, episode 1. Now, there's no real manufacturer on this mouse. It's just listed as a 7-button gaming USB mouse. So let's pop open the packaging. Obviously, we've got the AliExpress huge sticker here, actually, that nothing else to speak of. It's just a bag. All right, so let's pop it open and have a look to see what we've got here. So I'm going to have to go through the label, or maybe not. I'll go around the label. And another one inside. So, I like the cable actually. It's not giving away much. It's well bubble wrapped up. As always, another AliExpress label on the inside. Right, so let's get this open and check out the mouse. All right. Oh, a nice flexi braided cable, which is really nice, actually. Good. It's a good thing. And if we slide the mouse out, here we have for the game. Look at this. It actually looks pretty nice. It's light as anything, though. Literally as light. It's nothing to it. There's a DPI adjustment button just here. We've got the scroll wheel. How does that feel? Okay. Okay, it feels okay. Okay. We've got a side button here. A little bit spongy but clicky. And we've got side buttons here. Again, kind of got that spongy feel. If I press the button in, you can kind of see the other button moving. But yeah. And we've got it looks like an optical sensor here, which, there used to be the times where laser mice were more accurate and faster to respond, but there are issues of laser mice as well on certain surfaces where the optical mice don't have as many issues. But I do like my laser mouse, so I still rock my MMO7, as you guys have seen from the last AliExpress Streaming Challenge. But how does it feel in the hand? Let's have it. It's actually, yeah, I actually quite like how it feels in the hand. However, I would have liked it to be probably a little bit higher at the back here, because it does curve. It's a classic mouse look. It curves down at the back. I quite like more of a flatter look on my mouse. So this is the MMO7, and this is the Mad Catz kind of signature design, where you've got the adjustable kind of adjustment. And if you look there, that's kind of like a classic mouse, that then I have mine quite far out, so it's more flat in the center. But this is personal preference. But it feels nice. You can see in my hand, it feels pretty good. And I've got big hands, and this doesn't feel small in my hand, which is really, really nice. Build quality wise, let's have a look around, shall we? The paint on the buttons, okay, yeah, it looks like cheap spray paint. That the kind of ones you would refurbish your car wheels with, if you know what I mean, if you've done it before. Looks like there might be some RGB going on here. We've got some white kind of plastic, slightly transparency kind of look to them. Can we see through the mouse? We can there's kind of little bits going on there, but I don't think that's really an issue because there is a cover underneath them. So I think there's like a plunger that goes from the tops of these down to the buttons that goes through the actual housing. But nice feeling. Do you see this? Do you see how my fingers just really nicely sit on the grooves at the side? Really like that. That feels really nice. It's almost something for your pinky to sit on. That's a really nice feature. I like that a lot. I also like the thumb rest down the side here. You've got your back and your forward button. Not sure what this button does yet, but we will find out. But apparently we've got 7 buttons here. So let's have a look exactly where we've got the buttons. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. DPI I wouldn't think would be a programmable button. It's a DPI adjustment, as well as your center button as well. This one is intriguing me, as I don't know what that's for. I know what those are for. But yeah, so far, good start. And as I said, the braided cable, USB cable, is a really nice touch for the price of this mouse. Now, we've looked at mice on this channel before. None of them had a USB braided cable. Really cool, like it a lot. Right, so let's get it plugged in and see what it performs like. Just before we get it plugged in, I don't understand why the company who's made this mouse have decided not to put anything that identifies them to this mouse. All intensive purposes, right now, for the cost, it's actually pretty nice, but that could all change once we plug it in. So let's get it plugged in and see how it performs. So now we have it plugged in and 100% optical sensor, the classic red optical sensor. And it does have RGB down the sides. I don't believe there is any control over the RGB. This also lights up as well with the colors of the RGB that's cycling through. That yeah, I don't believe there are any controls that you can have to make this any different. I would kind of prefer it to be a standard color or a uniformed color, or have a color that I wish for it to have instead of cycling through multiple colors. But for the price, it's so far so good. So again, on to the performance. Let's see what this is like. So what I've done, I've set up some test tracing text on the side here. And what we're going to do is just run through these using the different DPI settings on both mice. Now currently I am on DPI setting 2 on this mouse. The lower setting is quite slow, so we're just going to start at DPI setting 2 on this mouse, which is about the same as what the new mouse is. Right, for this test, we've moved over to a cloth mat because the orange mat that I use is quite kind of grippy, so mice don't really work very well on it. So here we go. So we're going to start with the first one. So okay, doesn't seem too bad. Okay, now we're going to move on to my trusty MMO7. Oh gosh, this could just be interesting for sure. Okay, I think they're quite similar looking at that. Let's move on to the next DPI setting. So we're going to go ahead and switch it up a DPI setting and then see what this is like. Okay, here we go. Oh. Gosh. Right. Moving on to the next DPI setting on this one. Okay. Oh gosh, I started at a weird angle on that one. Okay, still pretty much neck and neck here. Right, moving up to the last DPI setting on my Mad Cats, but on this one I think there is one more. We're going around on this. Okay. There you go. That's pretty consistent actually. Now for the Mad Cats one, which let's see how this one works. Oh god. I think the DPI on the Mad Cats is gone right up now. I think it's running faster than the other mouse, but it's still in there. Right, now does this one have another setting? Okay, it has one more. So what we do, we will try this one. Actually, I think it's gone back down. No, that was the last one. So let's oh gosh. Okay. So I would say that going from let's switch it back. So going from where we started, they were pretty neck and neck. Then the next one down, I would say the Mad Cats, apart from me messing up there, has a slight lead. And then moving on to this one, I say the Mad Cats has a better, more, well, then it's pretty neck and neck in all honesty. So what this test will do, it will test the mouse to see how high you have to lift it from the actual mouse pad to stop registering movement. Now we've had some mice previously before in the last AliExpress Streaming Challenge where it was quite high and it was causing basically ghost movement. When you were lifting it up, it was going back on itself, which was quite annoying. So let's see if this one suffers from the same problem. So as you can see, I'm in Guild Wars right now, and I'm going to use the mouse to move the actual camera around, and you can see the camera's moving around. Now I'm going to start lifting the mouse off the mouse pad, and we're going to see how high it goes before it stops registering movement. Now I don't think that's very high at all. Let's try again. Okay, still registering movement. Right, stop there. Okay, that is very, very small amount. There we go, look, just there. Now if we bring up my other mouse and we see how high that has to come off before it stops registering movement. So let's do that test as well. Do you know what? I would say they're pretty neck and neck on that front. So that is a great outcome, because the last mouse we did on the AliExpress Streaming Challenge was terrible for the actual ghost movement. Now, as for actually using it in game, let's have a little walk around and see how it actually feels. So far, no problems here. And this is just really a quick run around in the game to see if it stops or pauses or has any problems with tracking, which I cannot see any problems with tracking on this at all. This could be a good mouse. So the next test is the scroll wheel. How precise is the scroll wheel? Let's jump into a web browser and find out. So for this next test, we've loaded up a web browser, and all we're going to do is use the scroll wheel to see how smooth the scroll actually responds. Now, there has been some mice that we've reviewed in the past where the scroll was very, very jumpy and kind of made it to the point where you think to yourself, why did they bother putting a scroll wheel on it? Because it was so jumpy and it just scrolled all over the place. So let's see what this mouse scrolls like. So let's start here. That's a very I'm not seeing any missed scroll. It actually feels quite smooth. That's not bad at all, really. Now, if we just bring up the other mouse to see what the scroll's like on that. It's, yeah, as you can tell, nice and smooth. No jumping. So for this mouse to be as smooth as it is very, 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 very surprising. That's pretty good. I like that. So we spoke about how heavy the actual mouse was and how it felt quite light. Now, I'm just going to do a side-by-side comparison here. So here is my mouse and how heavy it is. It's 140 grams of kgs. And if we put this one on, it's 80. So there's a big difference in the weight here, but not necessarily the function. So before we wrap up on this video, I just want to show you what this button does here. Now, I couldn't figure out what it was, and all of a sudden it just told me pretty much what it did. So basically, if I hover over this folder here, and I press it once, it opens it. So it's a rapid fire button. So there we have the unbranded 7-button USB gaming mouse. What a great piece of kit for the price. What do you think the price was for this? So the price for this mouse was £3 and 54p. £3 and 54p, and if you're lucky enough to get on to Choice Day, you can pick it up for £3. What a great start to the 2025 edition of the AliExpress Streaming Challenge. Brilliant. So much better than last year's mouse. Love it. Can't really fault it. I can't really, for the cost, the performance, and braided USB cable. Hell, great little mouse for the cost. Really good. So that brings me to the end of the first video of the 2005 AliExpress Streaming Challenge. And what a great outcome. Great little mouse for a really cheap price. And if this has helped you decide on if you were looking to get this mouse and you thought to yourself, I'm holding off, I don't really know. Great little mouse, really cheap, and it performs well. And if you thought that was good, think about whacking the like and subscribe. Really helps me out as a channel. I only ask at the end of the videos because I would like you to watch all the way through. Before I ask you, did you enjoy it? Whack the like and subscribe. I'm not one of those people that say, hey, you haven't watched my video yet. Whack the like and subscribe. But anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and I shall catch you on the next AliExpress Streaming Challenge video. Think about whacking the lights, and what a win. Great video. Great video. I'm commenting on myself. So that brings me to the end of the first video. So that brings me to the really helps me out of a channel. Really helps me out as a channel. Now, if this was good for you, AliExpress Screaming Challenge.